Hello, my name is Call Me Nick, and today I'll give you some context.
No, no, no. We're not doing this again. We're not doing this again. This was in the past video. We don't need to start the intro like this again. You guys already know what's up. We're doing a court case video, one that's not about me being racist, one that's about Moses and Nick. So, woohoo. Anyways, let's jump into that. Woohoo.
Alright, let's start first things first. Nick, would you like to stand up here?
Yes, I would like.
Go ahead and tell me, what your side of the story is.
Alright, so on like the first 2 days of the server, I saw this really cool house idea on YouTube. And so it gave me a list of materials that I needed for the build. So after I got most of the materials, or all of them, I forgot, I put them in a chest, and right before I got off Minecraft, I took a screenshot of it in case anyone wanted to steal it. Anyone. So the day after I get on, I realize some stuff was taken, some barrels and a bed. I think I was missing some wood, but I don't know. So I start asking around, hey, who took my stuff? I start looking in people's faces. They don't have anything of mine. And the only person I could think who it was Moses.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got my information from Dom. They said Moses took my stuff. And yeah, that's where it all began.
I see. You may go back to your seat. Now, Moses, may I hear your side of the story?
Anja, it wasn't me. I didn't take none. Nick over there is lying. Points.
Alright. But, let's see. Now, can we speak to any witnesses? Or are there just
Stop
none?
eating, you fat bitch.
Your Honor, I would like to say something.
Oh, you may come up here.
If you cannot tell, my client is black. And Nick is not.
I fucking knew it.
I fucking knew it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty obvious.
What's the
I think
relevant?
he might be onto something.
It's relevant because he's racist to my client, and of course he thinks the black person stole everything. The homeless black man here stole everything.
Alright, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Who said Moses was homeless?
He is homeless.
No, he's not.
I am
Yes,
for
he
real.
No, he's not. He
He
lives in a
is.
hole.
That's not a home. That's just a dirt hole.
It still counts, man.
No, it
He's
doesn't.
got a roof over his head. Even
That's
if it's
barely
made
a
out of
roof.
dirt.
That's barely a roof. He's homeless. He has to do what he needs to do to survive, and he has to go in a hole.
I was homeless when he blamed me.
No, that is a lie.
He was homeless. He didn't have a home.
He had a cave base.
No, he slept
Liar.
wherever he can find.
He lived in a cave base with my bed.
No, it didn't have your name on it.
Your Honor, can I say something?
You may. Go ahead and stand on the podium.
So I just want to point out the fact that everyone knows that Moses has been going into everyone's houses pretty much. The fact that I rented him a place to sleep for like 10 minutes early on into the server. So he didn't have a home then, but after that he said he was going to go make his own, and that was far before any of this happened.
Objection, hearsay.
I'll allow it.
Just because he said he was going to make his own home didn't mean he did. He didn't have a home. He was homeless. He was trying to survive. He kept on dying here in this server, so he couldn't make a home.
We actually got a location over there. Okay, it's buried over there with he owns it over there. We have a little cave base over there. All right.
That's not a home,
Objection.
though. That's not
Was
his
a-
home.
It was a home.
It's not his home. It was just a little safe spot for him to be at short notice. He didn't have a home like us. He doesn't have the same riches we do. Look at us. We all have homes and shit. He doesn't.
Didn't you say he lived on top of the Jesus statue for a short period of
It's
time?
not a home.
All right, but that was a little spot he lived in, right?
But it wasn't a home. That's not
It
a
doesn't have
home.
to be a house to be a home.
Yes, it does. Everybody else here has beautiful homes, and of course, the black man. You pick on the black man that doesn't have a home
Why don't you let him live in your home?
because it's not finished. I said enough, Your Honor.
All right, you may return to your seat. Now, I'd like to hear what Moses has to say. Come on. Scoot your ass over here.
I'm going.
All right. So I'm gonna ask you questions, and you're gonna answer them truthfully. All right?
Got it, Bevo.
Okay. Did you or did you not own a base at one point in this server?
I never did, Your Honor.
Okay. And did you live with Jen for roughly 10 minutes at one point?
I did not to my memory, no dog.
Okay.
Objection.
I'll allow it.
Literally, I don't remember who was here exactly. I think Nick was on during this point. I mentioned to everyone that was in the server at the time that I had a rent chest for him.
And what did he
Also,
say?
after he left my house, he tried to buy, let's see, your house actually, and I believe Nick's house as well. He had plenty of time to go make his own home, but instead of making his own home, he built the base at the beginning, at spawn. If anyone remembers that. So he technically does have a base.
Objection!
I'll allow it.
That base he made for everybody. That was a shared base that he decided to do for everybody here out of the kindness, out of his heart. Everyone lived in that base. It wasn't his base. He did that for everybody. It was a community base. And then everyone decided to leave that base, left him for his lonesome to try to survive by himself, and then he found his way here and became homeless.
So you're saying he made a house for everyone on his poor country, but when he moved to the rich countryside, he has no house.
Yeah, and everyone just left him for the dirt.
Hmm.
And of course, it's the black man.
Does anyone have any evidence
Your Honor,
to prove either cases? What do you want from me?
I have evidence from what happened.
Oh,
I have some evidence of two of the men that were on at the time fighting on one of the landmarks that someone here in the courtroom made. I would just like to give my apologies to the person who built it because they spent a lot of time on it. But there is evidence of them, like stuff like that. I do have one recording of it.
all right.
Objection!
Okay. What do you want?
They both destroyed that.
Let's see. I want to hear both sides of the story of that destruction. Can I hear Nick's first?
Sure, Your Honor.
Now tell me, what happened?
All right. So, after Astro teleported me and got me killed, I had nothing, and then Astro teleports me to me and gives me some diamond armor, and this is when Moses says, "Hey,
Excuse me?
let's meet on top of the Jesus statue."
What the hell?
Okay. So, after I get all my belongings and stuff like that, I go up to the Jesus statue, and that's when Dom snitches on me and says I'm there. Moses alerts Moses that I'm there, and then we climb up to the top. Oh, I climb up to the top, and then I see Moses over there at the little arm. Then I attack first. All right, I attack first. he places down some TNT. TNT. Would you believe that? Why would you place down TNT on the yard?
Shut your bitch.
It's a little rude of you, you know? Imagine placing down TNT. Alright? I can't believe you did that, though.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll allow it.
Move. Thinky. As Nick just said, he was at the statue, the Jesus statue first. He was there. And the only reason why I shouted out his location was because I was scared. Because last time I walked near Nick during this interaction, he hit me. So I was scared. So when I saw him, I was screaming. You can even ask Astro about this.
You were following me!
I was not following you. Excuse me. I was just running around like everybody else does. And he hit me, and I screamed. Astro was there. Everyone was there, and they saw me. They heard me scream. And then I saw Nick over there because I was in the water, and I was like, "Oh my God, Nick! I'm scared. He might hit me again." So then that's when my client Moses went over there too. So if we're gonna be real here, Nick started the fight at the statue. I rest my case.
All right, Nick, go ahead and stand back up here.
Your Honor, it wasn't my suggestion to pick the fight on top of the statue, alright? We could have done this anywhere else. We could have done this in the middle of the town. We could have done it in front of the courthouse for all we know, you know? But instead, Moses decided it'd be a good idea to fight on top of the Jesus statue, knowing that either of us had TNT, lava, or any other destructive stuff.
Objection! He went there first.
Now. Nick, I want to ask you a question. Did you assault Miggy?
The only reason why I did was because they were following me. They said they weren't, which they were. I was on my way. May I talk? May I talk?
Not following you.
Okay. Well, while I was running away because I had nothing on me after I got killed by Moses, I was running to a safe place near the island, near Ziz's where he lives, or where he was gonna live. I don't know. This was before he was building anything over there. Anyway, while I was running over there, I see fucking Miggy over here following me, and I feel like they were gonna reveal my location to Moses because he kept yelling out, "Where are you, Nick? Where are you?" All right. So that is the only reason why, because I was scared that you were gonna give my location to Moses. All right. That
Your
is why I
Honor,
hit you.
I didn't even see him. I didn't know where he was at. I was literally just jumping around the whole entire map that whole time. And then I saw Nick, and as I was walking past him, he was coming towards me, and I was going towards him. He hits me. The minute he hit me, I start running away saying, "Oh my God, Nick hit me! Nick hit me!" That's the truth.
Lies.
I see. Nick, go ahead and go back to your seat. I want to speak to your lawyer.
All right.
Now tell me, what do you have to say about Nick assaulting Miggy?
Your Honor, I think my defendant kind of had the right because he was scared because Moses was trying to fight him and he was just trying to run away. He was defending himself in a situation where he thought he had to. And he doesn't know, because you see Miggy over here is defending Moses. He had every right to believe that she might reveal his location to her when she's defending him here in the first place.
See.
So who's to say they weren't working together?
Can I say something, Your Honor?
You may.
We all know that Nick is very temperamental, as we all know the last court case we've had. When he tried, he wanted to have a court case with me because I accidentally hit him when I was new to playing Minecraft on PC, and he completely went.
We're not talking about that. That was in the last server.
Excuse me.
Silence.
Excuse me. He went completely berserk, and he said that he wasn't going to stop until he got his payback. He is the one that incited all of this. He wanted this. My client here, Moses, he did not want this. But the thing is with Nick, and we all know how Nick is. Once he starts something, he's the type of person that needs to finish it with violence. And we all know this.
Got a point, though.
I rest
Jen
my
has
case.
to defend Nick for this.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I was just making sure I wasn't muted. Your Honor, I think that Miggy's statement is a little bit unreasonable, considering she is stating something that happened in a prior server, which does not relate to these events. The fact that she's indicating that Nick couldn't have changed between the time that we had that server and this server is also a little insane. The fact that he hit her then doesn't mean that he hit her now out of the same reasoning. That's been months at this point. So, especially considering she's still over here defending him, and she's been defending him since the last server, I mean, it's kind of obvious they're in cahoots somehow.
Right.
Can I interject again?
You may.
I was not defending Moses last server. I wasn't even here when he was in the server, in the last server. But, information wrong. But we all know it. You even said that was true, Your Honor. And the fact that he did it last server and he's bringing it back to this server shows that he has not changed. He's still in his toxic ways of wanting to get revenge and not understanding a simple misunderstanding of the server. It was a simple misunderstanding why things happened here. Moses was homeless. He didn't know what things belonged to who. He just saw things. He probably thought it was a community chest because we have a lot of community features here. And that's how he's living. That's how he's getting by here. Because he's homeless.
Objection.
You may.
Nick, didn't you say that Astro literally may have told Moses beforehand that that was your chest and not to mess with it?
Yeah, I think Astro told Moses about that.
I see. Alright, Nick, come up to the podium. Do you consider yourself, someone with anger issues?
No, Your Honor.
I see. And do you consider Moses to have, grudges?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you consider yourself to have grudges?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see. We'll take 5.
Ready?
You may exit through the door here. Court is back in session. Right? What the hell? Okay, Moses, go ahead and stand up on the podium.
I literally just walked back. What? I said I was gonna be right back.
Don't worry about it, Jen.
Okay.
Anyways, Moses. Tell me, do you think Nick has anger issues?
Yes.
And do you think he holds grudges?
Yes. That's what Eva been saying.
Alright. Let's see. It's at a standstill for me, so. Now, Moses. Go and stand back up here. Do you or do you not steal a lot from people's houses?
Well, I mean, it's complicated, but overall, no, I do not.
And do you hypothetically borrow stuff from people's houses?
Yes, without their consent.
Without their consent? But you always pay it back, right?
Yes, I make sure to do that.
Let's see. You may sit back down. Jen, as Nick's lawyer, how do you feel about Moses borrowing stuff without consent?
As someone who technically experienced it firsthand before I decided to make him pay rent for staying in my house for a short period of time, it's not pleasant. When people go around, they spend a lot of time collecting materials and everything to make their houses, or to make chests, or anything that they have. It's a lot of work, and for Moses to just come in and steal that when he was off doing what he wanted to do. No one told him to make a base because everyone had left by the time he decided to upgrade that base for like an hour. Instead of him coming over and stealing all of our things to do his own work, he had more than enough time to take care of himself, and I think it is bullcrap.
I see, I see. Nick, go ahead and stand on the podium for me. What do you think about him saying you have anger issues?
Well, I don't think that's true. I think I have complete right for having anger issues against what he did. All right. I mean, I worked hard getting all that stuff for my house. All right, and the fact that he took it without permission, or he didn't even like Asher said, like they told Moses, all right, it was my stuff. They told them it was my stuff, and they just took it without asking anyone on the server. You know.
Objection.
May I
You
speak?
may.
You speak first, my client.
I asked Astro if it was anyone's stuff and Astro said it's not.
Ah, so it's Astro's fault, you're saying.
Can I also add, at a point,
And I only took a bed.
All right. So Moses keeps saying that they only took my gray bed, which is not true. You see, in the materials box for my house, I saw that I was also missing 3 barrels from my house. All right, and when I went into Moses' house, I saw that they have 3 barrels with a lot of junk in it. All right, want to explain how that? Want to explain that little information? Saying that you made the barrels. You know, huh? Explain that. Explain that. Alright, I'm not.
Okay, so it's actually quite simple that I made them.
Why wouldn't you make chests though? Barrels. I was missing 3 barrels. I had 6 barrels in my chest, and I was missing 3. I went into your house. There was 3, and you even admitted that you took my bed, even though you tried to lie and say, "Oh, I didn't know it was yours." So, yeah. Explain that.
I didn't know it was yours.
Objection.
Go ahead, Jen.
I just want to say, him saying that about the barrel, or him saying I didn't know it was yours after Nick mentioned the barrels, doesn't that mean he did steal them?
You know, you got a good point there. What do you have to say about that, Moses?
Not at all.
How?
Just because.
Just cause. Hmm. This is tough. Tough decisions, man.
I still think all of this is racially motivated because my client is black.
Would the member of the jury come up here? All right. Go ahead and tell me what you think.
About like this entire situation here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that like I think they're both not justified. I think it's, in my opinion, it is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard or seen about. Because first of all, you should know whether or not you're going to steal people's stuff. Obviously that, and you know, I do think that Nick may have some anger issues because, well, I think a reasonable person would obviously just, you know, settle it and, you know, be cool about it. But with the way on how he handled it, I don't think it was very, you know, necessary. And for Moses to be going in and just like, you know, taking stuff, I don't think that's right for him either to be doing that. It's not justified in any sort of way. It's not cool. You should know someone's stuff, even if it doesn't have a sign saying "Don't touch my stuff." You should obviously know not to go in that person's stuff, and you should obviously know not to kill the person over and over too. But you know, as I've said this before, Nick too, with destroying buildings for like all because of this. I think it's just, I don't know. It's ridiculous. It's idiotic. You don't go onto a statue that someone makes and destroy it like that. That's not cool. And obviously, you don't tempt the person that you stole from to go onto there. That's not what you do. You need to reason it out, obviously. I think they're both equally like, in the wrong here. I'm just saying, Judge.
You know what? I 100% agree with you. Now we're gonna take a little voting, right?
Wait,
We're gonna
wait,
vote.
Your Honor. May I say something?
You may.
Are we ever gonna get to the point and mention about him burning down my house and almost killing my dog? Are we ever gonna get to mention that? Are we gonna get to talk about that at all?
No one brought that up, but go ahead and explain what happened.
All right. So everyone here knows how Moses kept murdering me. I lost all my stuff. Okay, and after Moses dies in the Nether, I thought, let me get a little revenge. It would make my day feel a lot better knowing that. Okay, so after I kill him like one or twice, all right, he gets some splint and steel out, goes to my house took me like hours to build, all right, and burns half of it down. All right, my dog was in that house, by the way. He could have died that day. All right.
Objection.
You may.
I'd like to speak first, my client.
All right, go ahead.
Nick just admitted that he wanted revenge. So, of course, my client, a bit unstable he may be, decided to get revenge back, as Astro did say that they both kind of, are the revenge type of people. So, it seemed like things calmed down, and then Nick went out his way to kill him twice. So, of course, my client is going to get payback in some way. So, Nick admitted that he reunited this drama. You may speak, my client, now.
Go ahead, Moses.
After I died in the Nether, I tried to go back to the Nether to get my stuff, but Nick killed me 3 times, which caused all of my stuff to despawn.
Wow. That is heartbreaking. Nick, what do you have to say about yourself?
Nothing, Your Honor. Nothing.
It took me a shit ton of hours to grind and get back all the stuff that I had. It is not an easy process, Your Honor.
And may I add, all of this started over a bed and a couple of barrels and bricks, while my client lost probably diamond armor and more expensive things that took longer and a lot more time to get. Where Nick honestly could have just re-got all those stuff easily if my client did steal it.
Anyways, Jen,
Objection.
how would you like to defend your client?
I realized I was muted a second ago. Oh, I totally lost my train of thought. Okay, so first of all, Moses almost killed Nick's dog, which is not something that he can necessarily get back. It's his dog. You only get one dog. Yes, you can go get another one, but it's not the same. During that house fire. Not to mention, Moses could go get that stuff back pretty decently easily as well. Considering he tried to burn Nick's house down, tried to kill Nick's dog, I think he did more violent things overall.
Can I object?
You may.
Can we go back to how all this started over a bed and a couple of barrels and bricks, and it escalated to this all because Nick wanted revenge?
May I object? May I object?
He could have let bygones be bygones, but no, he has a huge habit of just letting things just go crazy because he needs revenge. And we all know it in this court. Even Astro, the witness, said it, that Nick is like this. So, of course, my client is going to feel targeted and upset that this man is killing him, a black man.
Quit bringing race into this.
He's black. He's black.
Oh, I've heard it all the same time.
Moses, you may speak.
I want this to be known that, The only reason I started that fire was because Nick ruined
I
my
object.
base and
I
my
object.
You're gonna
I
have to
only.
wait.
All right. All right.
You're gonna have to wait. What pond do you speak of?
It was the pond that I made.
And what did he do to said pond?
He filled it with concrete, with stone, ruined it. It was so beautiful. It went perfect with the scenery of our village.
Nick, what do you have to say about yourself?
May I say why I did it?
Go ahead.
I only destroyed the pond because this was after my house got burned down. All right, this was after.
No,
it.
object, hearsay.
Stop lying. Stop
hearsay,
lying. May I
hearsay,
talk? It's my turn.
hearsay,
My turn.
Hearsay. He did it before the house burned down. He filled it with stone beforehand.
Lies. I only did it because this man right here burned my house down and could have killed my dog. All right.
Hearsay. He did it beforehand.
I even got a witness over here. Okay, they could say that I did it because they burned down my house. They know. My witness is right there, Your Honor.
Space Cloak?
Yes, Space Coast is my witness.
What do you have to say?
He's telling the truth.
Bullshit.
All right, I think I've come to a conclusion. Nick is guilty for assault. Nick is guilty for holding grudges and personally starting the attacks. And Moses is guilty of being a thief. Moses is guilty of doing things without consent. So therefore, both of you are guilty. But as we have to make a decision, Nick, you will have to pay the fine.
Of what?
You'll have to pay the fine to the government. You'll have to speak to them. They will contact you shortly. If anyone else has any objections, you may speak now. It looks like court's over. You may all leave.
Woo! I am a great lawyer.
Wake up, Z. Go. You gotta get
You
out
were
of here.
too honest.